I'm going to show you, I got cut off, but I'm going to show you where to find the cheat sheet that will help us through all of these problems. If you go to our main general teams page, and then you go to the left-hand side and you hit KC1 similarity and volume, here's your target D cheat sheet. And when you open it, it's kind of a hot mess because it gets cropped a little bit. And so you are going to want to, after it loads, it's taking its sweet time, you're going to want to open it in a desktop app. So this option right up at the top, or you're going to want to go to File, Save As, and download it as your own, either a PDF or a copy, either way. But once you open it, it'll be here. Yours doesn't have highlighting, but mine does, and I'll take care of that in a second. But this is where you have all of your information. I made this for my students so that it could help them. And so you have your pyramids and your cones on one page, and your prisms and your cylinders on the other, and there's a sphere. And I give you worked out examples. I give you hints. I give you the formulas. And so this is what you're really going to want to use throughout each of your problems. And so let's just jump into a problem, and I'll show you how to use it. So I'm on the next page. I'm at the top of page 25, and we're going to do question 1 over here. And like I said, we're not going to worry too much about base area because I don't have all the time I need, but determine the volume of the figures. And so the first thing that you're going to do is determine the base shape. You're going to determine what shape this is in its entirety. We're going to try to match this with the shape on my cheat sheet. And so the shape that I have, remember I said that you're not always going to be able to see the base, the bottom shape. So the bottom shape is down here. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but I told you that the top is going to match the bottom. So I can see that the top of this figure is a rectangle. And so I'm going to erase that because I just went over a number. But the top of this is a rectangle. And so I know based on my cheat sheet that that looks like it's going to be a rectangular prism. That looks exactly like my problem. So I go and match it. It has 2 bases. It only has rectangles. And then the first thing I'm going to do is go write down the volume formula. You have to do that in your problem. So volume is equal to length times width times height. So my volume is equal to length times width times height. And some students get anxiety about which ones that is, which ones of those numbers those are. But your length times your width times the height, that's really just multiplying all 3 of your numbers together. That's why I gave you that hint. One of these numbers is going to be your length, one is your width, and one is your height. You have all 3 of those all of those at your disposal. So just use them. 15 times 4 times 7. You could pause this and put it in your calculator if you like, but you should get 420. And then don't forget your units. We're working with inches, and every time we do volume, we put that little 3. That means cubed. So this reads 420 inches cubed. Your problem is considered wrong without that cube. So you need that there. You need that. And this is my answer. It's a lot less work when you have the cheat sheet. That's for rectangular prisms. Rectangular prisms are really nice. Now this problem right here is going to be a triangular prism. The base shape is a triangle. It's not a pyramid, but this is going to be a triangular prism. And so if you don't believe me, you can go and try and match it. Here's a triangular prism. And here is the volume formula. The volume formula is 1/2 the base times the height. So the base times the height of the triangle times the height of the figure. So volume is equal to, you're going to go write that down for each problem. You have to have your volume formula. 1/2 base times height again, which I'll show you what that means. So you're going to have your base of your triangle times your height of your triangle. And then you're going to multiply that by the height of your figure. And then you are going to really just multiply. If you notice, you're really just going to multiply all 3 of those numbers together. So I'm going to worry about the 1/2 at the end, but I'm going to multiply 11 times 5 times 8. I'm going to put that in my calculator, and I'm going to do the 1/2 at the end. So I get 1/2 of 440. Then I'm going to multiply it by 1/2, or I can divide it by 2, and I can get 220 feet cubed. So use your cheat sheet. I'm going to make one more video for this.